During World War II, medical personnel were supposed to be considered non-combatants. This was a classification that was set in place by the Geneva Convention and the Hague Convention, and it just meant that medics were supposed to be completely neutral. They were supposed to be totally separate from the fighting that was going on. They could still be in that same area, but they were only tending to medical needs. They couldn't engage in fighting the enemy at all. In return, they were provided with some protections. As long as they met those criteria and clearly identified themselves as non-combatants, the enemy was not allowed to target them in battle. Now, at the time, the Geneva Convention didn't specifically say that medics couldn't be armed. It just said that if they engaged in combat, they would forfeit that non-combatant status. The US military interpreted that to mean that medics could not be armed whatsoever, so US medical personnel, at least on paper, were not to receive any type of weapon. Other countries, like Germany for example, interpreted that to mean that medics could have a weapon, but only to be used for defending themselves and their patients. Not having any type of weapon at all made US medics extremely vulnerable on the battlefield, but the US military was probably right that not carrying a weapon gave these medics the best chance of being treated as non-combatants by the enemy.